Hey creators, and especially new creators. Today we're going to talk about haters, trolls, and burnout. Now this is breaking from my normal publication routine. I told you I was going to try for at least a few weeks, publish Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that's going great. I'm excited. Tomorrow is going to be my February earnings report for Amazon Influencer, but a student in real life asked me a question that's relevant to this channel, and so I wanted to address it here. This is one of my students. I'm a college professor, and my students know that I do YouTube and other content creation on the side. And so I got this random email today from one of my students saying, hey, I know this has nothing to do with class, but just wanted to pick your brain, and talked about how he's been trying to start a YouTube channel and a TikTok account. And while the views are starting to come, a lot of negative feedback is coming as well, and it's taking him down. And all creators know what that's like. All new creators go through this period where, one, you're growing as a creator, but two, haters just gonna hate, and so you're gonna experience this. So he asked, let me just read the question. He said, have you received any hate, and how did you handle it, and how have you avoided letting it get you down? And then as a second part to that, how have you avoided burnout and thoughts of giving up? Have you found a good way to convert views to followers? So 3 parts to this, and I think each of these are really useful, especially for new creators. The first part is when you post, you're going to get some feedback if anyone sees it. So if you're getting any feedback at all, that's actually a really good sign. It means somebody's seen your work. So many creators will post their videos, and especially long form horizontal videos, you'll post it to YouTube or other platforms and it will get 0 views. And that's normal for new creators. Now, if you've learned how to do an effective hook to get people into your videos, if you have a good thumbnail, then you're more likely to get views. But one of the nice things about these short form platforms like TikTok, like YouTube Shorts, like Instagram Reels, is they're often getting pushed out by the platforms, so you get a lot of views. The problem is that if your video is getting pushed out to, let's say, 2,000 people, and it's 2,000 people who weren't searching for your content, the amount of negative responses that you're going to get are way, way higher than a video that you would post to your own subscriber base or people who are looking for your video. So on a lot of my channels, I know that the people who are searching for my videos are finding it, and I'm not going to get a lot of hate on those videos because they're finding what they're looking for. I have a review channel where I review products, and occasionally I'll get someone who will say something like, this was a waste of my time watching this review, or maybe that this didn't answer the question, and they'll ask follow-up questions. You know, this is pointless unless I know this thing that you didn't do in your video. And I get comments like that, but those aren't going to take me down. That's just me recognizing that, yeah, I could have probably done a better video, but I'm just trying to do a lot of videos and help as many people as quickly as I can. And so, you know, those are going to come. And for every one bad comment, I'm getting 10, 20, 30 good comments. And so it's easy to keep up with that. Now, was it that way in the beginning for me? Of course not, because I'm developing my skills. And honestly, when the haters come and they're posting comments to you, there's probably some value in those comments. However, if you're getting most of your comments from short form videos where it's not going to your intended audience, that's one of those instances where I would say don't read the comments. It's just not worth it. You might get some positive feedback in there too, but until you have an established audience, you're going to get criticism, but you're not going to get constructive criticism. And so while there's great feedback, it's okay to ignore it at first. Now, I see this as a teacher all the time. It doesn't matter if you're the best teacher in the world or the worst teacher in the world. When you get your student evaluations back, your haters are going to hate. And so they'll be sometimes my worst evaluations, and I'll get these internally through the university, or sometimes they'll be on like a public forum, and I'll hear about how I'm the worst teacher in the world. And then sometimes I'll be able to know who wrote those comments, and often it's students who never once came to my class. They just got an F because they never came to my class, and so they have an axe to grind. And just recognizing that haters gotta hate, that's an important part of it. So As far as dealing with negative comments, I would say if you're on short form, ignore it altogether. If you're on long form or have an established audience, take it with a grain of salt. It can be constructive, but just know that, focus on those positive comments and let that fuel you. And then try to keep getting better and better at not just what you're showing on your video, but your editing skills and the way you're packaging your titles, your thumbnails, and everything else. That comes and it's a long process. The second part of this was asking about burnout. As someone who's made thousands of videos, I know a lot about burnout. In fact, one of the things that I love most about creating YouTube videos is I feel like it's making me a better teacher, because a lot of the videos I create, dozens every week, are for my students, but they're all unlisted videos. So I'm not getting feedback on those videos, but I feel like working on my craft as a YouTuber is helping me teach at least my online students more effectively. Now, as far as burnout goes, while I've done tons of videos, what keeps me going? Well, number one is I have a why. And if you haven't watched the TED Talk on finding your why, you should. But for me, the why is simple. One, I love being a teacher. I feel like that's my calling in life, whether that's in a forum like this, online, or even more so in my classroom. I just love teaching. I love helping people to live better lives of greater fulfillment. And so that's part of my why. But the second part of my why is right now I'm filming here in my home studio. I love being home. I love my 4 kids. I love my wife. I want to support them. And doing these extra side hustles allows me to live the life of my dreams, where, like, we just came back from a luxury vacation in Hawaii. We're planning our first international trip that we're going on in a couple months. We're crossing things off our bucket lists regularly, and most school teachers can't do that. And so for me, when it comes to, am I going to post another 10 videos this week? Which that's part of the reason I'm home today, is to film extra videos. Well, yeah, because I want to continue to live this lifestyle. And so I let that why fuel me. But the second part to avoiding burnout is you have to have breaks, and you have to have ways to make it enjoyable. And so for me, batching has really helped. So I film a lot of videos all at the same time, and then I give some space, and then I edit all the videos at the same time, and I schedule those. That makes it easier. Sometimes I do need a break. Like when I was in Hawaii a couple weeks ago, I took several days off, and I feel like that was good for me and for my creativity. I don't take really long breaks. In fact, that was probably the longest break I've ever taken, which was just 5 or 6 days. But it is important to have breaks. And then it's important to have fun. If you're not having fun with it, maybe you're spending too much time editing, or maybe you're agonizing too much about the thumbnails or the titles. Sometimes it's okay to make videos just like this one, where I'm just talking about something I'm passionate about. I'm not going to edit it at all. I'm not going to worry about the thumbnail. I'm just going to film it, and it's partly for me. It's partly for my student, of course. And then I hope that it will benefit you as well. And so just getting into that, I think, is important. The third part of the question was, after burnout, how have you find a way to convert views to followers? And that's all consistency. If you want to have a following, if you want to hit that 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, it's having an upload schedule where you're regular. It's providing valuable content to your audience. And then it's continuing to get 1% better with each video and trying to improve. But if you do 5 videos and then take 2 months off, and then do 5 videos and 2 months off, you're never going to have subscribers. If you want to have loyal subscribers, think about what Mr. Beast does, what Dude Perfect does, what Mark Rober does. Even like Mark Rober, he only publishes once every month or two, but he consistently publishes every month or two. With Dude Perfect and Mr. Beast, now it's like Saturday mornings. You can look forward to Saturday mornings for that entertainment content. For education YouTubers, it's having a schedule and sticking with it. So if you want to build subscribers, it's going to take some time. I know that I have another channel that I didn't monetize until I'd posted over 1,000 videos, and it took me 7 years. So that's a lot of consistency and a lot of hard work. But now it consistently gives me money every month. And even if I didn't ever publish another video there, I'd get money every month consistently because it's evergreen content. So just remember that as you're working hard, that it's going to pay off in the end, but it's really hard in the beginning. So just stick with it. Hopefully that was helpful, especially I'm talking right now to my student. I hope that helps. If you have any follow-up questions, make sure to send them my way. And for the rest of you who are trying to make it on YouTube or any other platform, hang in there. It's going to come along, okay? Thanks. Bye.